You know, it's funny, isn't it? You can have like amazing vocabulary, perfect grammar in English,
Mhm.
but if the pronunciation isn't quite there, it feels like something's missing, like you're not quite connecting.
Absolutely. Communication breakdown, even with the right words.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we're really cutting to the chase. We looked at this transcript from the English Dose podcast,
Yep.
and the mission is, well, pretty simple. Pull out the best, most actionable tips for improving English pronunciation. Fast.
And importantly, the goal isn't some kind of perfect native accent, right?
No, not at all. It's about clear, confident communication, getting your ideas across effectively.
Precisely. And that clarity, it actually does more than just help others understand you.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, it sharpens your own listening skills, especially in, faster conversations. And it definitely boosts your confidence when you speak.
Okay, I can see that. So let's dive into these tips. The first one they mention is listen and imitate, or shadowing.
Right, shadowing.
It sounds straightforward, maybe too simple, just copying native speakers.
Well, yes and no. The real power, I think, is in how it helps you absorb the rhythm and the melody of English, the intonation.
Ah, the musicality of it, things you don't get from a textbook.
Exactly. So you listen to short clips, podcasts are great, movies, YouTube, whatever works for you, and you repeat. You focus on the tone, the stress, the flow.
Hmm.
It's really quite effective for sounding more natural, even if your grammar isn't, absolutely perfect yet.
Okay. Shadowing. Got it. Now the next one, I admit this makes me cringe a little. Record yourself.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nobody loves hearing their own voice, usually.
Right. So why put ourselves through it? What's the actual benefit here?
The key insight is bridging the gap between how we think we sound
Yeah.
and how we actually sound. Recording gives you that objective feedback. You suddenly hear the sound you thought you nailed, or maybe your intonation goes up when it should go down.
Like holding up a mirror, basically.
Exactly. A mirror for your speech. It helps you spot those little persistent errors you might otherwise completely miss.
That actually makes a lot of sense, even if it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about specific tricky sounds? The podcast mentions focusing on things like THRL
Oh, yeah, the classic.
and using something called minimal pairs. What are those?
So minimal pairs are just words that sound almost identical, except for one single sound. Think like rice and lice, or three and tree.
Ah, okay.
The value there is isolation. You're focusing just on that one difficult sound. By practicing saying them and hearing the difference, you train your mouth and your ear.
So it's targeted practice for those specific hurdles.
Precisely. Very efficient way to tackle common problems.
Right. Another tool mentioned was using phonetic transcriptions, the IPA. Looks a bit like hieroglyphics at first.
It can seem intimidating, yeah.
Is it really worth learning those symbols?
I'd say definitely. Think about English spelling. It's all over the place, isn't it?
Tell me about it. Cough, though, through.
Exactly. The IPA gives you one unique symbol for every single sound in English. So you look up a word in a good dictionary that uses IPA,
Huh.
and you see exactly how it's pronounced. No guesswork. It takes the ambiguity out.
A universal key, like you said earlier. Okay, now this next one feels almost too simple. Slow down.
It does seem obvious, right? But it's powerful.
Why is slowing down so effective? Most people want to speak faster.
Well, when you deliberately slow down, especially when you're learning or practicing, you give yourself the mental space and physical time to articulate each sound correctly.
Less mumbling, less rushing words together.
Exactly. Clarity improves massively. And don't worry, the speed will come naturally later as you get more comfortable and practiced. But starting slow builds that clear foundation.
Okay, foundation first, speed later. Makes sense. Lastly, they touched on technology. Apps like Elsa Speak, Youglish, even AI tools.
Yeah, the tech options are pretty amazing now.
How did these actually help beyond just being, fancy flashcards?
The big advantage, I think, is the instant feedback. Many apps use speech recognition. They can listen to you, analyze your pronunciation, and often pinpoint exactly where you're going slightly wrong.
So, like a mini pronunciation coach in your pocket.
Kind of, yeah. And Youglish is great because it shows you thousands of real-world video examples of a word being used, so you hear it in context from different speakers.
Different contexts, different accents maybe too.
Right. They just offer really accessible ways to practice and get insights you wouldn't easily get otherwise.
So putting it all together, it sounds like improving pronunciation is really about active listening, like with shadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Focused practice, especially on those tricky sounds using minimal pairs or IPA.
Yep.
Being brave enough to record yourself. slowing down, and maybe using some helpful tech.
That sums it up pretty well. And the key thing running through the podcast's advice is consistency. It's a process.
Right, not an overnight fix.
Definitely not. But even really short, regular practice makes a difference. We're talking like 5 minutes a day focused on one thing.
Just 5 minutes.
Yeah, pick one tip, shadow one short audio clip, record yourself saying 5 difficult words, look up the IPA for one new word. That consistency adds up fast.
Okay, so for everyone listening, that's the challenge. Maybe pick just one of these ideas we talked about: shadowing, recording, minimal pairs, IPA, slowing down, using an app.
It's just one.
And try it today, just for 5 minutes, because that small action,
Yeah.
done consistently, is really what builds clarity and that confidence we all want when speaking English.